जय श्री श्री गुरु गौरांग गंधार्विक गिरिधारी श्री श्री राधा विनोद बिहारी जू की जय। श्री गोविंद गोपीनाथ मदन मोहन जू की जय। नित्यानंद प्रविष्टम विष्णुपार शतर शत स्मार भक्ति वेदांत नारायण गोसाई महाराज श्री गुरुदेव की जय। नित्यानंद प्रविष्टम विष्णुपार शतर शत स्मार भक्ति वेदांत वामन गोसाई महाराज की जय। नित्यानंद प्रविष्टम विष्णुपार अष्टतर शतश्मार भक्ति वेदांत साई महाराज श्रील प्रभुपाद की जय। नित्यानंद प्रविष्टम विष्णुपाद अष्टतर शतश्मार भक्ति प्रज्ञान केशव गोसाई महाराज की जय। नित्यानंद प्रविष्टम विष्णुपाद अष्टतर शतश्मार भक्ति वेदांत वामन गोसाई महाराज की जय। नित्यानंद प्रविष्टम विष्णुपाद अष्टतर शतश्मार भक्ति सिद्धांत सरस्वती गोसाई प्रभुपाद की जय। नित्यानंद प्रविष्ट महाभागवत श्री गौर किशोरदास बाबा जी महाराज की जय। नित्यानंद प्रविष्ट श्री सच्चिदानंद भक्ति विनोद ठाकुर की जय। नित्यानंद प्रविष्ट वैष्णव सार्वभौम श्री जगन्नाथ दास बाबा जी महाराज की जय। श्री रूपानुगौर्य गुरु वर्ग की जय। श्री रूप सनातन भट्ट रघुनाथ श्री जीव गोपाल भट्टदास रघुनाथ शारद गोसाई प्रभु की जय। श्री स्वरूप दामोदर राय रामानंदारी श्री गौर पार्षद वृंद की जय। नाम अक्षय श्री हरिदास ठाकुर की जय। प्रेम से कहो श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर शिवासरी गौर भक्त वृंद की जय। श्री क्षेत्र मंडल गौर मंडल व्रज मंडल मथुर वृंदावन धाम की जय। सर्व अभिष्ट प्रदात गिरिराज महाराज की जय। श्री राधा कुंड श्याम कुंड की जय। श्री यमुना देवी गंगा देवी की जय। श्री तुलसी महारानी वृंद देवी की जय। श्री भक्ति देवी की जय। श्री पूर्णमासी योग माय की जय। श्री गोपेश्वर महादेव की जय। श्री हरि नाम संकीर्तन की जय। अनंत कोटि वैष्णव वृंद की जय। समागत गौर भक्त वृंद की जय। जय श्री सच्चिदानंद भक्ति विनोद ठाकुर की जय। All of his Śaraṇāgati kirtans ki jai. Jai his Kalyana Kalpataru Gitavali and Gitamala ki jai. Jai Shri Harinam Sankirtan ki jai. Ananta Koti Vaishnava Vrinda ki jai. Samagata Gaur Bhakta Vrinda ki jai. Shinitai Gaur Premanande Hari Hari Bo. Let's do the Mangala Charana. Ajnanatimirandhasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshurunmilitam yena tasmai Shri Guruve namaha. Guruve Gaurachandraya Radhikaya Tadalaye Krishnaya Krishna Bhaktaya Tadbhaktaya Namo Namaha. Shri Siddhanta Saraswati Vidito Koriya Gurvanvaye Bhato Bhanuriva Prabhata Gagane Yogora Sankirtanai Maya Varati Mingilo Daragatan Udrita Jiva Niman Krishna Prema Sudabdi Gahana Sukang Pradat Prabhung Tang Bhaje Vande Bhakti Vinodang Shri Gaur Shakti Sarupakam Bhakti Shastragya Samrajam Radharasa Sudhanidhim Namo Bhakti Vinodaya Satchidananda Namine Gaur Shakti Sarupaya Rupanugavarayate Shri Chaitanya Manobhishtam Stapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamahyam Dadati Swapadantikam Vanchakalpatarubhyascha Kripa Sindhubhya evacha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha. Vrishabhanusutan Vitavamatanum Yamuna Tatanagara Sutam Murali Kalagita Vinoda Param Vajagodruma kanana kunja vidum. Smara gaura gadadara kelikalam. Bhava gaura gadadara paksha chara shrinu. Gaura gadadara charukatam bhaja godruma kanana kunja vidum. Tavai vasmi, na jivami tvaya vina. Iti vigyaya devi tvang nayamang charanantikam. Bhaktya vihina aparada lakshay kshiptastakama ditarangamadhe. Kripa mai tvam sharanam papanna. Brinde namaste charanarvindam. Bhaja Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shivasari Gaur Bhakta Vrinda. Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Dandavat Pranams, everybody, Archana Mataji, Anadi Krishna Prabhu, Shri Devi Didi, Simran Didi, and let's see who is there on YouTube and Facebook. Prajumna Prabhu and Mantramurti Mataji. And Prajumna Prabhu is asking, are there any disciples of Srila Bhakti Pramod Puri Goswami Maharaj listening? No, but two disciples of Shripad Vibhud Bodhayan Maharaj join the program all the time, Shubhananda Prabhu and Raseshwari Mataji. But I don't know of any Srila Bhakti Puri Goswami Maharaj disciples listening. All right. Hare Krishna. Oh, that's again. All right, so I started looking for quotes. Sorry, first of all, welcome to our 40th Bhaktivinoda-gīti-dhārā session. Our program going through all the kirtans of Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur. Today we are on Śaraṇāgati song number 26. It's the second song in the Bhakti-pratikūla section, all the things that are unfavorable for cultivating bhakti. So, yeah. Sorry, my mind went blank. Okay, so today I didn't get a chance to prepare anything as usual. Today was even less than normal. I started trying to find quotes on the topic of things that are unfavorable for bhakti from my Gurudev's books, but then I ran out of time and I'm not totally satisfied with everything I collected. But I thought what we could do is read from Upadeshamrita. Is it verse 2 or 3? Verse 2. Yeah, we'll go through verse 2, Atyahara Prayasasya Prajalpaniyamagarha, and read the commentaries of our acharyas. So I thought that would be nice for today's program. And yeah, I guess that's all. Let's just begin. Oh, at the end, I have a question I want to ask all of you about a bit of a more, maybe radical is too strong of a word, but yeah, an idea I have for the songbook, and I want to get all your opinion on it. Okay, so I'll do that then, Bill. Haribol Champak Mataji. Okay, where are we? Oh, but our program, all of our Bhaktivinoda-gīti-dhārā programs are divided into 4 parts. First, we will read the glories or sing the glories of Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur. Right now we're going through the song Kota Bhakti Vinod Shri Gaura Swajan. Then once we finish that, we will read the definition verse by Srila Bhakti Rakshak Shrita Goswami Maharaj on this Anga of Śaraṇāgati that we're on. And then we will read some words of our acharyas on the topic on this section of Śaraṇāgati. And then we will go through the song. I'll explain the meaning of the words, and we will look at Srila Bhakti Rakshak Shrita Goswami Maharaj's Lagu Chandrika Bhashya. All right, so let's begin with the first part. What verse are we on? Let's see, I think we finished. I have it up here, 1 second. We are in verse 11, okay. So the refrain is Kota Bhaktivinoda Shri Gaura Swajan. Those who are nourished by the flow of your affection are the current of your conceptions, are the residents of Goloka Vrindavan while on this earth. Okay, so all of those who are nourished by the flow of Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur's conceptions are the flow of his affection. Even while on this earth, they are residents of Goloka Vrindavan, distributing the beautiful nectarian current of Sri Nam. They extinguish the forest fire of material existence. Those in this dhara of Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur. Tava sneha dhara. And this word dhara is always used in reference to Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur's teachings. That's why I named this program Bhaktivinoda-gīti-dhārā. So it's a flow. So we want to become. Tuwā Bhakti-pratikūla Shri Gaura Swajan Kota Bhaktivinoda Shri Gaura Swajan Tava sneha dhara Samvardita jara Bhuloke goloka Nivasita Vitari Shri Nam Sudhara Sudhara Vitari Shri Nam Sudhara Sudhara Bhavadavanala Kore Nirvapan Bhavadavanala Kore Nirvapan Kota Bhaktivinoda Shri Gaura Swajan Bhaktivinoda Shri Gaura Swajan. It's a really beautiful verse, huh? Tava sneha dhara samvardita jara bhuloke goloka nivasi tahar vitari shrinam sudhara sudhara bhavadavanala kore nirvapana. What's sudhara? Means the beautiful current of sudhara, of nectar. Okay, sudhara, sudhara, the beautiful current of nectar. So being immersed in the stream of affection of Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur, the current of his conceptions. Those who listen to, like those who follow them, those who are nourished by that flow, who are samvardita, they are residents of Goloka Vrindavan even while on this earth. And so they distribute that nectar, that nectarian current of Sri Nam, all throughout Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur's teachings. It's always emphasizing Sri Nam. And by distributing that nectar, they extinguish the forest fire of material existence with the water coming from Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur, the nectar coming from Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur. Okay. Next verse. You are eternal reality beyond time, sporting in transcendence. Thus, you are completely incomprehensible to the conditioned souls. How shall I describe the nature of separation from you? The desire to do so is like a lame person's desire to cross a mountain. Tumi kalatita nitya chirvilasa tattva Bada jiva pakhe agamya nitantam kemone varnibo oviraha tata jeno aivansha pangur parvatalangan jeno aivansha pangur parvatalangan kota bhaktivinod Shri Gaura Svajan Kota Bhaktivinoda Shri Gaura Svajan. Let's do one more verse and then we'll finish. I am extremely weak, devoid of the strength of pious action and devoid of the strength of knowledge. Nor do I know what is bhakti. May the dust of your lotus feet and the water that has washed your lotus feet, which deliver the universe, be my means and support. Wow, beautiful. Nahi karma bal, nahi jnana bal, na jani bhakti, mora sudur bal, tava para reno, tava pada jal, tava para reno, tava pada jala, hok sadhana sambal, bhuvana pavan, hok sadhana sambal, bhuvana pavan, kota bhaktivinod, Shri Gaura Svajan, kota bhaktivinod, Shri Gaura Svajan. Jai Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur ki jai. All right. So actually, I think today, before going over Srila Bhakti Rakshak Goswami Maharaj's definition, let's read from this, Upadeshamrita. This has the commentaries of, I think, Radha Raman Chakravarti, is it? No, Radha Raman Das Goswami from Radha Raman Mandir. I forgot what time period he is, but like, he's in the line of the servants of Radha Raman from a long time ago. Actually, maybe we should check that out. And then Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur's brief commentary and Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur Prabhupada's commentary. And then after that, there are 6 chapters. Let's see. 6 chapters, 6 essays by Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur on the 6 faults obstructive to bhakti, and 6 essays on the 6 virtues of a practitioner of bhakti. So I was thinking, I should have started, we could have gone through all of these, Atyahara, Prayasas, Prajalpa, Niyamagraha, Janasanga Lolya, if I would have started this earlier. But anyhow, we'll just read the brief thing. What chapter is it? 17, let's go there. 17. 15. Oops, I went way too far. I'm spaced out. Okay, there's 17. Okay, so this is Upadeshamrita by Srila Rupa Goswami, verse 2. The 6 impediments to bhakti. Atyahara prayasascha prajalpo niyamagraha jana sangascha lolyamcha sharbhir bhaktir vinashyate. Bhakti is destroyed by the following 6 kinds of faults: eating too much or collecting more than necessary. 2. Endeavors that are opposed to bhakti. 3. Useless mundane talks. 4. Failure to adopt essential regulations or fanatical adherence to regulations. 5. association with persons who are opposed to bhakti, and 6, greed, or the restlessness of the mind to adopt worthless opinions. Okay, so here's the Upadesh Prakashika Tika, which I'm guessing is by Radharaman Goswami. Okay, in the beginning stage of the practice of bhakti, the material proclivity is prominent in the hearts of the sadhaks. Therefore, they are unable to subdue the 6 overwhelming passions described in the first verse. Vachovegam, Manasukrodavegam. Consequently, in this condition, many tendencies that are very harmful to bhakti develop in the hearts of the sadhaks. In this verse, those injurious tendencies are being described for the benefit of the sadhaks. The word atyahara means to eat more than required, or to accumulate material objects, hoarding. The word prayasa means to endeavor for worldly objects, or to be engaged in activities that are opposed to bhakti. The word prajalpa means to uselessly criticize and gossip about others, which is a gross misuse of time. The word niyamagraha, when broken into its constituent parts, has 2 meanings. Niyama plus agraha, which means overzealousness in following rules, and 2, niyama agraha, failure to accept rules. So agraha with a long A means being like overzealous, over enthusiastic, like over, and then graha means to accept, to take, to accept, and then agraha means not to, like to not accept. So niyamagraha, niyam agraha. And then when you combine them together, it becomes a long A. So it's niyamagraha, refers to both of these. When the first meaning is applied, it refers to enthusiasm for those rules that yield an inferior result, such as promotion to the heavenly planets, leaving aside the endeavor for the superior attainment of the service of the Lord. Okay, so when we're following any kind of rules and regulations that's not exclusively for attaining bhakti, then that's niyamagraha. When the second meaning is applied, it refers to indifference towards those rules. It refers to indifference towards those rules that nourish bhakti. So, okay. The words janasanga mean to give up the association of pure devotees and keep company with others. In the conversation between Devahuti and Kardama Muni in Srimad Bhagavatam 3.23.55, there's a very nice instruction about giving up worldly association. Sangoya sangsturiter hetur asatsu vihito dhiya sa eva sadhushu krito nisangatvaya kalpate. O Deva, association is the cause of both material bondage and liberation from material existence. When, due to ignorance, one keeps company with worldly-minded persons who are diverted from the path of bhakti, that association brings about one's material entanglement. When, however, one keeps company with pure devotees of the Lord, that association liberates one from material existence and causes one to obtain the lotus feet of the Lord. Furthermore, Bhagavan Kapila-dev gives the following instructions to Devahuti. Sangam na kuryat pramada sujatu yogasya param paramarurukshu matsevaya pratilabdhatma labho vadantiya nirayadvaramasya. It's 3rd canto, 31st chapter, verse 39. Those who desire to obtain Krishna Prem, which is the ultimate fruit of Bhakti Yoga, should never indulge in illicit association with women. Learned sages who know the absolute truth say that for those who desire liberation from material existence and attainment of the lotus feet of the Lord, illicit connection with women opens wide the door to hell. I always thought it was interesting that Kapila was speaking that to his mother. But I guess he was ultimately speaking it for the good of humanity, so it wasn't, because I don't think Devahuti needs to worry about, anyways, whatever, okay. Are also, with all these things, whenever it mentions association with women, it always goes the other way around. For women, it refers to the association of men, illicit association with men. So, yeah. Okay. Teshvashanteshu mudheshu kanditatma svasadushu sangam na kuryach chocheshu yoshit krida mrigeshu cha. Is that the next verse? No, the previous one is verse 39 and this one's verse 34. One should never associate with foolish, agitated, materialistic men who identify the body as the self, who are most deplorable, and who are dancing dogs in the hands of women. Okay, so it goes for both. Okay, having pointed out the defects of material association, the revealed scriptures forbid it. The agitation of the minds for compatible objects and the unsteadiness of the mind that results from associating with persons of many different opinions is known as lolya. Such unsteadiness of the mind is like an unchaste woman wandering sometimes upon the path of karma, sometimes upon the path of yoga, sometimes on the path of gyan, and sometimes on the path of bhakti. By this, the predilection for bhakti is destroyed. Predilection. What's predilection mean, actually? That means the disposition, look up selected word, there it is. The tendency to think favorably of something in particular. Inclination, right? It's kind of like that. No. Okay. Fondness, learning. Predisposition, proclivity, propensity. Okay. Tendency to think favorably of something in particular. Partiality, preference, sorry. Okay. Now the Piyush Varshini Vritti. Is this Piyush Varshini Vritti? Sorry, I like to know who we're reading. So let me just look this up. Piyush Varshini Vritti. Does it explain here? There's a picture of Sri Radharaman Goswami, who we just read, Radharaman Das Goswami. They should make it easy. Okay. Okay, so let's just see. Sri Radharaman Das Goswami, he is the author of the Upadesh Prakashika commentary, which we just read. Sri Radharaman Das Goswami composed a Sanskrit commentary on Sri Upadeshamrita named that, which is a brief yet essential. He appeared in the dynasty of the Vrindavan Goswamis who serve Radharaman, the deity who was established and served by Sri Gopal Bhatta Goswami. His father's name was Sri Govardhan Lala Goswami, and his grandfather's name was Sri Jivan Lala Goswami. Sri Jivan Lala Goswami was his initiating spiritual master, his Diksha Guru, and also his Shiksha Guru. Radharaman Das Goswami was a great scholar, author, and poet in Sanskrit and Hindi. His Dipika Dipani commentary on Srimad Bhagavatam is highly respected among scholars. Similarly, his Upadesh Prakashika commentary is highly revered in Vaishnava society. I wonder what time period he is, though. Like, was he around, like, Srila Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur's time, or before or after? Anyways. And then Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur is the author of this Piyush Varshini Vritti that we're going to be reading right now. And then I guess the next one is Anuvritti, is Srila Saraswati Thakur Prabhupada. Okay. Now we know what we're reading. Okay, so this is Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur. Atyahara Prayasa Prajalpa, Niyamagraha, Janasanga, and Lolya are 6 faults that are directly opposed to bhakti. 1. The word atyahara is a compound word formed by combination of the prefix ati, which means too much or excessively, with the word ahar, which means to seize, grasp, or consume for one's own enjoyment. So excessive grasping, seizing, consuming for one's own enjoyment, that's atyahara. Excessive enjoyment of sense objects through any one of the senses and the endeavor to accumulate in excess of one's requirements are known as atyahara. Devotees who have renounced householder life are forbidden to accumulate material goods. Grihastha Vaishnavas must acquire goods sufficient for their maintenance, but if they accumulate beyond their needs, it is known as atyahara. Those who are eager to perform bhajan should not accumulate worldly goods like materialistic sense enjoyers. So that was atyahara. Now 2. The word prayas refers to activities that are opposed to bhakti, are performed for the enjoyment of the senses. 3. To waste time in useless, mundane talks is called prajalpa. 4. The word niyamagraha has 2 meanings. When one has obtained a progressively higher qualification, but remains overzealous to adhere to the rules pertaining to a lower qualification, it is known as niyama. I think there should be a long A here. Niyamagraha. Yeah. And then they got it mixed up. Failure to observe the rules that nourish bhakti, or in other words, an absence of firm faith that is known as niyama agraha. Yeah, this should be switched around. This should be a long A and this should be a short A here. Okay, 5. To associate with persons other than Bhagavan's devotees is known as janasanga. 6. The word lolya means both unsteadiness and greediness. In the first sense, it refers to the fickleness of the mind to accept many different kinds of false doctrines or uncertain conclusions. In the second sense, it refers to attachment to worthless material sense enjoyment. By prajalpa, one indulges in criticizing sadhus, and by lolya, one awakens a taste for many different temporary, uncertain conclusions. Both of these lead to nam aparad. Therefore, one is to very carefully give them up. Okay, now the Anuvritti of Srila Saraswati Thakur Prabhupada. How long is it? Is it too long? I don't know. I might skip parts just because we're running out of time. Okay. So this is Srila Saraswati Thakur Prabhupada. Excessive acquisition of knowledge, which is the preoccupation of the jnanis, accumulation of the fruits of work, which is undertaken by the fruit of workers, and amassing too many material objects, which is the busyness of those who are plagued with many desires, are all known as atyahara. The cultivation of knowledge, which is taken up by jnanis, the austerities and vows undertaken by karmis, and the hard labor of those possessed of many desires to obtain wife, children, and wealth, are called prayas. The dry scholarship of the jnanis, which amounts to nothing more than useless scriptural argumentation, praise of the benefits of pious deeds, which generates fondness for religious rituals in the karmis, and the talks pleasing to the senses of those who are possessed of many desires, are called prajalpa. To accept the rules of the Gyan Shastras in order to obtain liberation is called agraha, overzealousness. Attachment to the rules outlined in the scriptures promoting pragmatism, practical as opposed to idealistic results, with a desire for sensual enjoyment both in this world and the next, is also known as niyama agraha. Establishment of certain rules of conduct appropriate for one's own status in order to achieve immediate happiness as advocated by the utilitarians, or those who promotes the greatest happiness for the greatest number, is also known as niyama agraha. I think this should be a long A, right? Yeah. I think there should be a long A here. Let's see. I'm pretty sure. I'm like almost certain. Now, to remain indifferent to the rules that are prescribed for the attainment of bhakti is known as niyama agraha. Such persons are so audacious that they try to pass off even their detestable wantonness and depravity as the most sacred and elevated path of spontaneous devotion, Rag Marg. In the Brahma Yamala, quoted in Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu 1.2.101, the disposition of such persons has been explained in the following words: Shruti Smriti Puranadi Pancharatra Viding Vina Akantiki Harer Bhaktir Utpatayaiva Kalpate. Although engaged in single-minded devotion to Lord Hari, if one transgresses the regulations mentioned in the Shruti, Smriti, Puranas, and the Narad Pancharatra, great misgivings, great anarthas are produced. In the Kalyana Kalpataru, also, Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur has said, "My dear minds, what have you done? Being in a very immature stage, you have cheated yourself unknowingly by perpetrating the fault of narrow-mindedness upon the pure Vaishnava Sampradaya. You have supposed the pure conceptions and validity of the Sampradaya to be hypocrisy, and thus abandoned them. You have given up wearing the Vaishnava tilak markings and neck beads, tulsi mala, and put aside your chanting beads, your bhajan mala. You think, what is the use of wearing tilak? I can chant within my mind, so what need is there of beads? One's diet has nothing to do at all with bhajan. So don't think that you have to give up eating meat, fish, or eggs. Don't think that you must stop drinking wine or tea and taking intoxicants such as pan, tobacco, marijuana, hemp, or opium. You have cast aside the need for taking initiation, diksha. You have begun to refer to yourself as an incarnation. You have begun to propagate your new theories very powerfully through different agents. You are criticizing the opinions of the previous great personalities, the Mahajans and Acharyas on the path of bhakti, considering them to be mistaken. Some cunning persons put on tilak and tulsi mala and cheat others. Therefore, you should avoid the association of anyone who wears tilak and mala, considering them all to be cheaters. But, my dear brother mind, please consider, what have you gained by this? You have given up gold for ashes. Your present life and the next have both been utterly ruined. You address everyone as a hypocrite, knave, and a cheater. But you have failed to attain Bhagavad Bhakti. What will be your fate at the time of death? O mind, what should I tell you? You utter the words, prem, prem, but what good will it avail? Prem is a rare and priceless jewel. You will have to undertake arduous sadhan to attain it. By deceitful practice, you make a show of tears, trembling, horripilation, and fainting at the time of kirtan or hearing spiritual discourses. Yet your real business is simply to accumulate wealth, women, and prestige. When you have not even a trace of attachment to pure sadhan bhakti, which is essential for the acquisition of prem, then how will you obtain such pure Bhagavat prem? You will have to first give up the 10 offenses to the holy name and chant Harinam continuously. You should hear Harikatha and the association of pure Vaishnavas. Then, by the mercy of Sri Nam Prabhu, unalloyed prem will arise automatically in your heart. You have not performed bhajan in a regulated manner. You have not performed sankirtan in the association of pure devotees. You have not withdrawn your mind from sense objects and engaged it in remembering the Lord in a secluded place. Without first climbing the tree, you attempt to pluck the fruit with your hand. Your attempts to pluck the fruit with your hand has simply gone in vain. The most sacred and pure Krishna prem is extremely rare. By misleading others, you will simply cheat yourself. First make yourself fit by performing sadhan. Then prem will become easily accessible to you. O brother, although lust, although kama and love, prem, appear identical by external indications, they are not at all the same. Kam is like rusted iron, whereas prem is like pure gold. You have seized calm, imagining it to be gold. Can anyone obtain prem by such absurd means? Srila Saraswati Thakur Prabhupada is going through a few songs from the first section of Kalyana Kalpataru, Upadesh. It's 19 songs, and so we'll be going through all these songs eventually. But yeah, this isn't just one song, this is a few songs. Oh, foolish mind, you have become intoxicated by uselessly considering calm to be prem. The lust for bones and flesh appears alluring for the time being. That lust chases endlessly after the objects of the senses. But unalloyed love is the natural disposition of the jiva. That prem is fully sentient and spiritual by nature. The object of that prem is Sri Hari alone, not a dressed-up doll of bones and flesh. At present, prem is in a dormant condition, being covered by calm. Therefore, you must endeavor to dispel this lust and to initiate the awakening of love. First, by good fortune due to devotional pious credits, due to sukriti, accumulated over many previous lifetimes, pure faith, shraddha, arises. Then, by hearing Harikatha and performing Harinam Kirtan in the association of pure devotees, shraddha is matured and evolves successively into steadfastness, nishtha, taste, ruchi, and deep attachment, asakti. From asakti, bhav makes its appearance, and from bhav, prem is manifested. This is the order of development by which prem is awakened. Prem may be obtained only by taking support of this progressive evolution and never by any other means. O wicked minds, why do you fear to take up this step-by-step method of sadhana? By mere imitation of prem, you will not obtain anything. By such an imitative display, you will attain only the temporary happiness of sense enjoyment, which will also result in misery in the end. With this understanding, you should give up all offenses and impediments, all anarthas, and engage yourself in pure sadhana bhakti. In this lies your good fortune. Okay, we're almost at the end. The association of jnanis, whose aim is voidism or liberation, of fruit of workers, who covet the fruits of their work, and of hedonistic enjoyers, who are attached to sensual enjoyment, which is momentarily pleasing but ultimately culminates in distress, is known as janasanga. When one obtains the association of Bhagavan's pure devotees, detrimental materialistic association automatically disappears. The word lolya literally means greed or restlessness. This restlessness refers to the tendency of the mind to run after various pursuits with greed to taste their fruits. With a desire to enjoy worldly sense enjoyment or to attain liberation, the mind sometimes runs in the direction of the eightfold yoga system, sometimes toward the process of meditation, sometimes toward the performance of sacrifices, and sometimes toward the practice by which one can attain impersonal Brahman. This is known as lolya. Thus, one should give up the 6 kinds of faults: atyahara, prayas, prajalpa, niyamagraha, janasanga, and lolya, and engage in pure sadhana bhakti. If one fails to do so, then the power to understand that Krishna bhakti bestows the highest good for all living entities will be lost, and one will be forever deviated from the path of bhakti. Okay, so that is our reading for today from the words of our acharyas. I see it's already 7:50. I started late today also, but so I think I'm going to divide today into 2 parts. So that we don't go over time. So tomorrow we can read more quotes on, and also anybody, if anybody here knows of any good quotes on the topic of things unfavorable for bhakti from our acharyas, then please share them with me, and then I will read them tomorrow. I also search for things, but if you know of anything also, please share with me. Okay, so let's go through Srila Sridhar Goswami Maharaj's definition of this Bhakti-pratikūla. Okay. So he says, Bhagavar bhaktayor bhakte prapate pratikūlake varjate Varjatve nishchaya pratikulya varjanamuchyate. The principle to reject everything opposed to the service of the Lord and his devotee, and to similarly abstain from everything opposed to an attitude of surrender, is known as pratikulya vivarjanam, rejection of the unfavorable. Let's just look at the Sanskrit again. So Bhagavad Bhaktayo Bhakte Prapatte Pratikulake Varjatve Nishchaya Pratikulya Varjanam Uchyate. Okay. So I guess here they're translating prapatte as service. But prapatte is also like surrender, right? So anything that is pratikul, that is unfavorable for prapatte, for surrender, for service of Bhagavad Bhakta, for service of the Lord and his devotees. Yeah, it's Bhagavad Bhaktayor, so it's in the dual case. So it's referring to for Bhagavan himself or for the Bhakta. Then Varjayatve, that tendency to give up those things unfavorable for Bhagavad and Bhakta is Nishchaya, is certainly Pratikula Varjanam. Uchate is certainly known as Pratikulya Varjanam. Okay, so I'm just going to read the translation today and sing the song, and then I'll explain the meaning of all the words tomorrow. Yeah. Okay. So whatever so-called dharma exists in opposition to the edicts of bhakti, I will most carefully relinquish. Tuwā Bhakti-pratikūla dharma jate roy, parama jatane taha tyajibo nishchoy. I will never keep the company of those neglectful of bhakti to you, and I will never glance upon the face of persons averse to Sri Gauranga. Tuwā Bhakti bahirmukh sanga na koribo, Gauranga virodi jan mukha na heribo. I will never make my residence in any place that is detrimental to bhakti. Bhakti pratikul sthane na kori vasati. And I will never develop attachment for any work that is disagreeable to bhakti. Bhaktir apriya karje nahi kori rati. I will never read any literature that contradicts the doctrine of bhakti. Bhaktir virodi grantha pat na koribo. And I will never hear any discourses that opposes bhakti. Bhaktir virodi vyakya kobhu na shunibo. I do not regard any place unrelated to Sri Gauranga to be a tirtha, to be a holy place. Gauranga varjita stan, tirtha nahi mani. I consider any karma or gyan that impedes bhakti to be most trivial. Bhaktir badak gyan karma tuchha jani. I never celebrate any occasion that hinders bhakti. Bhaktir badak kale na kori adar. I guess that means no Christmas. Well, no, Christmas is a nice one. But yeah, no Halloween, no. Okay. Then Bhaktir Bahir Christmas. I mean, I'm talking about like not how Christmas is performed now. Okay. But honoring Christ, that's what I meant. But okay, Bhakti Bahirmukha Nija Jani Jani Par. I consider any relatives who are oblivious to bhakti to be strangers. I will give up any desires that impede bhakti. Bhaktir badika spriha koribo varjan. I will never accept foodstuffs given by non-devotees. Abhakta pradatta anna na kori grahana. Whatever I know to be unfavorable to bhakti, I will certainly forsake. Jaha kichu bhakti pratikula boli jani, tyajivo jatane taha. I will carefully forsake. Tyajivo jatane taha. This is my spoken promise. E nishchoy vani. Bhaktivinoda-puri Prabhur Charane, following at the lotus feet of the Lord. Bhaktivinoda begs, Magaye, he begs for Shakti, for the strength to Pratikūla Varjane, to relinquish everything unfavorable to pure devotion, to bhakti. So he's praying for the Shakti to be able to give up all these unfavorable things. Magaye Shakati Pratikūla Varjane. All right, so let's sing this and then we will end for today. Oh, and Haribol, Shubhananda Prabhu, and Sarveshwari Mataji. Haribol. Let's see, I haven't looked at YouTube for a while. Let's see if anybody else is there. Hare Krishna Sumanshil. Oh, Shripad Bhaktivedanta Sajjan Maharaj, Dandavat Pranams Maharaj. And Rasapriya Didi, Vidyalalasa Didi. Oh, and Champak Mataji is looking forward to hearing my question regarding the songbook. Cool. Great. Okay, so let's sing this now. How shall I sing this? Let's see. Tuwā Bhakti-pratikūla dhārma jate roy, parama jatane taha tyajibo nishchoy. Tuwā Bhakti-pratikūla dhārma jate roy, parama jatane taha tyajibo nishchoy. Tuwā Bhakti bahirmukh sanga na karibo, Gauranga virodhi jan mukha na heribo. Tuwā Bhakti bahirmukha sanga na karibo, Gauranga virodhi jan mukha na heribo. Bhakti pratikūla sthane na kori vasati, Bhaktir apriya karje nahi kori rati. Bhakti pratikūla sthane na kori vasati, Bhaktir apriya karje nahi kori rati. Bhaktir virodhi grantha pāṭha na koribo, Bhaktir virodhi vyakhya kabu na shunibo. Bhaktir virodhi grantha pāṭha na koribo, Bhaktir virodhi vyakhya kabu na shunibo. Gauranga, just thinking here, at that time there wasn't like TVs and things like that, but I think we could also include within this not just reading books that are non-devotional, but watching videos that are non-devotional. Yeah. Oh, Gauranga varjita stan tirtha nahi mani, Bhaktir badaka gyan karma tuchha jani. Gauranga varjita stan tirtha nahi mani, Bhaktir badaka gyan karma tuchha jani. Bhaktir badaka kale na kori adhar, Bhakti bahir mukha nija jane jani para. Bhaktir badaka kale na kori adhar, Bhakti bahir mukha nija jane jani para. Bhaktir badika spriha koribo varjana, abhakta pradatta anna na kori grahana. Bhaktir badika spriha koribo varjana, abhakta pradatta anna na kori grahan. Jaha kichu bhakti pratikūla boli jani, Tyajibo jatane taha e nishchoy vani. Jaha kichu bhakti pratikūla boli jani, Tyajibo jatane taha e nishchoy vani. Bhaktivinoda-puri Prabhura charane, Magaye shakati pratikūla varjane. Bhaktivinoda-puri Prabhur charane, Magaye shakati pratikūla varjane. Bhaktivinoda-puri Prabhur charane Bhaktivinoda Pariprabhura charane Magayesha Kati pratikūla varjane O Magayesha Kati pratikūla varjane Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Nitai Gaur Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Nitai Gaur Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol. Jai Shri Guru Gauranga Gandharvika-gīti-dhāri Shri Radha Vinod-bihari Ju ki jai. Shri Gopina Gopinath Madan Mohan Ju ki jai. Nityalila Pravishtam Vishnupad Ashtatarashata Shishimar Bhakti Vedanta Narayan Goswami Maharaj Shri Guru Devi ki jai. Nityalila Pravishtam Vishnupad Ashtatarashata Shishimar Bhakti Vedanta Vaman Goswami Maharaj ki jai. Nityalila Pravishtam Vishnupad Ashtatarashata Shishimar Bhakti Vedanta Swami Maharaj Shri Prabhupada ki jai. Nityalila Pravishtam Vishnupad Ashtatarashata Shishimar Bhakti Pragyan Keshav Goswami Maharaj ki jai. Nityalila Pravishtam Vishnupad Ashtatarashata Shishimar Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Goswami Prabhupada ki jai. Nityalila Pravishta Maha Bhagavat Shri Gaur Kishoras Babaji Maharaj ki jai. Nityalila Pravishta Shri Satchidananda Bhaktivinoda-gīti-dhārā ki jai. Nityalila Pravishta Vaishnava Sarvabhauma Shri Jagannath Das Babaji Maharaj ki jai. Shri Rupano Gauriya Guru Varga ki jai. Shri Rup Sanatan Bhatta Raghunath, Shri Jeev Gopal Bhatta Das Raghunath Sharda Goswami Prabhu ki jai. Shri Sarup Damodar Rai Ramanandari Shri Gaur Parshad Vrinda ki jai. Namachay Shri Haridas Thakur ki jai. प्रेम से कहो श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधार शिवासरी गौर भक्त वृंद की जाय. श्री क्षेत्र मंडल गौर मंडल ब्रज मंडल मथुर वृंदावन धाम की जाय. सर्व अभिष्ट प्रदाता गिरिराज महाराज की जाय. श्री राधा कुंड श्याम कुंड यमुना गंगा तुलसी भक्ति देवी की जाय. श्री हरि नाम संकीर्तन की जाय. अनंत कोटि वैष्णव वृंद की जाय. समागत गौर भक्त वृंद की जाय. Jai, all the Śaraṇāgati kirtans of Srila Satchidananda Bhaktivinoda Thakur ki Jai. Shinitai Gaur Premanande Hari Hari Bol. Vrindai Tulsi Devai Priyai Keshavashacha Krishna Bhakti Pradidevi Sattavatai Namo Namaha. Vancha Kalpatarubhyascha Kripa Sindhubhya Evacha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha. Dandavat pranams, everybody. Let's see. Archana Mataji, Haribo.
Hare Krishna. Prabhu, can I ask one
Yes.
question?
Yes.
Now, today we talked about pratikul. We talked about how we should avoid pratikul. But do you think, what do you think about like things which are not pratikul, like not even connected to bhakti? Are they pratikul?
Could you
I
give
mean,
an
they will not
example?
be against bhakti, but they could be like they could not be against bhakti, but they could not be related to bhakti at all. So, are they also considered pratikul?
Well, I think it would be more clear to me if you gave an example of like just think of
Okay,
any
so
kind of example.
something like okay, um, let's say about wasting time. Okay, like just relaxing, or just wasting time, or just spacing out, or just looking out of the window. So it's not pratikul in the sense it's not against bhakti, but then it's not even for bhakti. So it's like it's neither assisting your bhakti, neither is uh, destroying your bhakti in any way. So it's like, is it pratikul?
I mean, I would personally consider something like that, staring outside the window and not doing anything, unless it's like your your um your body is really, yeah, I think wasting time would be considered um unfavorable to bhakti,
Pratikul.
right? Wouldn't
Pratikul.
it?
Pratikul.
Any,
Okay.
because I think it's either we're doing something favorable for bhakti or it's something unfavorable. I don't think there's any like thing
There's
that's,
anything. Okay,
I
okay.
don't know, like I
I mean, I was just thinking, like we always concentrating on pratikul, 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 like against bhakti, against bhakti, against bhakti. So, is there something like in between, or there is no in betweens? Is this and that? Is it?
I mean, like, yeah, I mean, I think it's this is also like a nuanced topic. So like maybe it doesn't apply to everybody at every for example, for somebody on a much lower qualification, if they just go too hardcore and like
Yeah,
no, it's not bhakti, I need to do it,
yeah,
and like, and but they're not actually at that level of qualification, they aren't that surrendered, they're like acting
yeah,
beyond their level of surrender, then then they'll burn out, they'll fizzle out, it won't last. And so
yeah.
for that person it's probably you know, not favorable for bhakti. They're like trying to do something beyond their qualification. And so yeah, so I think for everybody at whatever stage they're on,
Okay.
what's considered pratikul and what's considered anukul is different.
Yeah, yeah.
And so maybe
Okay.
sometimes for somebody who's not like if somebody's used to waking up at 9 o'clock every morning, and then all of a sudden they start trying to wake up at 3, it's not like they're jumping too far and it's not going to last. And so for that person to start waking up at 6 and then start waking up at 5 and then start waking up
Yeah.
at 4, like to do it gradually. And so
Gradual. Gradual.
I think maybe also like if you're like completely exhausted and you've done so much intense service and you just need to like sit and rest, then I think that kind of resting, even though it's not really bhakti and it's not, I think that would still be considered favorable for bhakti because you're giving the body the rest it needs, you're acting at your
Rest.
qualification, and but then
Okay.
eventually you can come up to that stage like what is it, Srila Bhakti Madhav Goswami Maharaj, who had, Srila Saraswati Thakur Prabhupada said that he had volcanic energy, right? And I
Yeah.
think there's something he'd say that my greatest happiness is when I'm paraphrasing what he said, but when I've been working so hard and I'm completely like from morning till night and just completely like killing my body doing service, and then finally at the very last, like very late at night when I finally sit down and I'm like completely finished, and then somebody comes to me and asks me to do a service, that
Oh,
point is like when I feel the most joy, like yes. I actually remember one time, anyways, never mind. Yeah, no, never mind. Um,
okay. Thank you so much.
but
Sharing.
so,
Also,
anyways, I'm not sure. That's just the answer that I have. I'm not sure if it's the best answer, but that's just what came to my mind.
yeah, it's quite reasonable. I just want to have one more question, not regarding this, but regarding your book, so the Giti Gucha. So I was thinking, are you planning to add on some songs like from Govinda Ghosh or some other acharyas? Like,
Yeah.
okay,
You want to see the complete list? I can send it to you. All the list of songs
yeah,
that we're adding in.
please do it.
Okay.
Please.
And if there's anything that I'm missing, we're laying out the Goran. We're on the Gornitai section. So if there's anything missing that I should add in now, like past Goranga, then I can do it. Just yeah.
Okay. I have a few
Um,
songs which I really love those songs, but I didn't see them in the older version. So if you can send me the list, and if they're not there in this list, then I may just suggest. I don't know.
I mean,
I may just suggest.
one thing is I am trying to put songs that are like
Okay.
in our Acharya's books. So if it's
Okay.
like there is like a really nice song like Kego tumi kangal beshe
Yeah.
deshe
Yes.
bideshe gure bhera. So I'm not gonna put that one in
I
because
know. I know. It's not.
we don't know who wrote it. It's like
Yeah.
a
Yeah.
folk
Yeah.
song or
No.
whatever.
I'm not a
Even though
folk
it's a
song.
nice
I'm
song.
talking about. Yeah. I'm
Yeah.
talking about our Acharya songs only.
Yeah,
talking
our
about the.
Acharya Samskriti. Yeah. Please, I'll send you the list, and then you can let me know.
Okay, okay. Thank you so much.
So this is what I wanted to show everybody. Let me just. I just got this idea yesterday, and I showed it to a couple friends, and they really liked it. So right now I am working on the additional Mangala Charan. You know, like there's the short Mangala Charan, Vandeham Shri Guru, and like all the basic prayers all the way up to Panchatattva Mahamantra. But then after that, there are other pranam mantras like to Shri Guru. I'll show you the list. In the Hindi Gaudiya Giti-kucha, it's much shorter. In the Bengali Gaudiya Giti-kucha, it's much longer. It has pranam mantras to Vyasadev, to Shukadev Goswami, Madhvacharya, Madhavendra Puripad. Each one of the 6 Goswamis have their own pranam mantras. It has for like just a long list of pranam mantras. And so I was going through that, and I was here. You want to see? I'll just show it to you. This is what I was working on. It's a very rough draft right now. I don't know Sanskrit, and so my way of trying to translate these Sanskrit verses is I try to find any translations I can find from anywhere. I put them all together. I also, especially Bengali translations are the most helpful, and Hindi translations. And then I try, after looking at all these translations and comparing them to the Sanskrit words and also using the Sanskrit dictionary, then I start to get a sense of the verse and then I make a translation. So just letting you know why you'll see a lot of different Sanskrit, lots of translations everywhere. Where is it? Huh, that's strange. It should be there. Anyways, I'll find it here. Gaudiya Giti-kucha, New Songs, Mangala Charan. There, here. Oops, this one, additional prayers. Okay, so you can see this section it's 26 pages on a Word doc. Yeah, 26 pages, so quite extensive. Prayers to Sri Gurudev, entreaty to Sri Gurudev, prayer to Sri Guru's internal form as a Saki, prayers to Vaishnavas, prayers to the Vaishnavas of the 4 yugas. That's an interesting one. Markandeya Rishi, Maharaj Ambarish, Vasudev, Srila Vyasadeva, Vibhishan, Pundarik, Bali Maharaj, Shiva, Prahlad Maharaj, Vidura, Dhruva Maharaj. Yeah, so then prayer to Vedvyas, Shukadev Goswami, prayer to Sri Bhagavat. This is all Srimad Bhagavatam also. Krishna is the embodiment of Bhagavatam. Then Madhvacharya, Madhavendra Puri, Sanatan Goswami, Rupa Goswami, Rupa Raghunath. Oh, this verse is really nice. I like this one. So this is to Rupa Goswami and Raghunath Das Goswami. O tongue, always chant the name Rupa. O minds, remember Sri Rupa, the embodiment of compassion. O head, bow to the Lord, whose glance distributes mercy. In the same way, chant, remember, and bow to Sri Rupa's non-different form, Sri Raghunath Das Goswami. It's from Bhakti-Ratnakar. Then this is for a prayer for Gopal Bhatta Goswami and for Jiva Goswami. Then here's prayers for all 6 Goswamis all together. These 2. Then for the Panchatattva, it's from Navadip Shatakam by Prabodhananda Saraswati for the Panchatattva. Then now here are verses for Srivas Thakur, 3 verses for Srivas Thakur, 3 verses for Gadadhar Pandit. I think it's 5 or 6 verses for Advaita Acharya. Then only 3 for Nityananda Prabhu, which is interesting. Then verses for Gaurnitai. Anyways, the list goes on. Gauranga Mahaprabhu, Radha Krishna, there's Bal Gopal. This one will be interesting for anybody who worships, who has small Bal Gopal. They have tons of pranam mantras. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 pranam mantras for Bal Gopal. And then meditation on Krishna's beautiful form. Anyways, and then Radharani. And then prayers for the divine couple together. The Ashtasakis. There's a nice verse for all the Ashtasakis. Couple verses for all the Ashtasakis. Then for Rup Manjari, Shri Rupadi Manjari Vandana. Then for Shri Navadip Dham, for, yeah, 2 verses for Sri Navadip Dham, then prayers for Sri Vrindavan Dham from Brihad Bhagavatamrita, then 3 prayers to Giriraj Govardhan, then for Radhakund Vandana, Shamakund Vandana, prayers to Yamuna Devi, Ganga Devi, Purnamasi Devi, Gopishwar Mahadev, prayers to the Brajavasis, Sri Nam Vandana, and there are some others also. There's for Nrsingadev, for Jagannath, for anyways, Balaram Vandana. Okay, so you can see that's a very long list of prayers and lots of verses. Usually it comes after the Mangalacharan in the songbook. But now I'm thinking of eliminating the additional Mangalacharan at the beginning of the songbook and moving all these verses to the appropriate places in the songbook. So like we have a chapter for Srivas Thakur. So I would move the Srivas Pranam mantras. The chapter for Srivas Thakur would start with his Pranam mantras, and then it will have the Sanskrit songs and Bengali songs for Srivas Thakur, and like that. So yeah, that the Pranam mantras will begin each chapter of the book and subchapter. And so then I thought that way the verses won't just be like, because I think if they're all just together in one group at the beginning of the book, I don't think anybody would ever see them. I never really look at the additional Mangalacharan, but if it begins every chapter, then they'll get a lot more attention. So that was my thinking. So what do you think? Do you think that's a good idea, or do you think all the verses should be together in the beginning of the book? That's what I'd like to get everybody's opinion on.
I think it should be along with the chapter. That would be more.
Great. Because this is something like that. It's like a bit of a big change, and so I'm hoping everybody be into that. But I also like if people are against it, then I'll start to reconsider. But
Like maybe a few in the beginning, but then the most important ones. But then, like you said, Srivas Thakur and other Panchatattva and other acharyas, if they're along with the thing, it's very important. No? It's very nice. Just like first the pranam mantra and then all the songs.
cool.
I think that
Great.
would be very nice.
And also something and something I thought to do now is even at the beginning of each subchapter, I'm going to have a short table of contents. I'll show you an example. I just did this yesterday evening with the devotee laying out the book, Anuradha Mataji. This is an example. So remember how each chapter has a full page illustration, and on the other page of the chapter page, it has a table of contents for that section. But now also each subchapter will have, so like you go to the Nityananda Prabhu section of the songbook, and it will have all the songs of Nityananda Prabhu right here
beautiful.
at a glance.
Beautiful,
Yeah.
very nice.
And I think I showed you this, right? How you could see on the side, like it will say the chapter and the subchapter. So the chapter is Panchatattva and the subchapter is Nityananda Prabhu. And so here's another example. Well, this will be for Gauranga and his associates, but we just put it for Srivas here for now. But yeah, so you'll see the table of contents for that section. You can see all the Srivas Thakur songs, and then it will start the pranam mantras and then the songs. So that's how the book will be organized now. Cool.
Very beautiful. Very
great.
Very nice. Very beautiful. So excited.
Cool. Me too. All right. So I'm going to end for today, unless anybody has any other comments, suggestions for the songbooks, or comments, or anything to do with the song that we sang today. If anybody has anything to say, now's a chance. Otherwise, I'm going to end. All right. Dandavat pranams, Archana Mataji, Shubhananda Prabhu, Andri Hari Prabhu, and Pavatarani Mataji, Anadi Krishna Prabhu, Sri Devi Didi, and on YouTube and Facebook. Who's all there? Prajumna Prabhu, Mantaramurti Mataji, Champak Mataji, Suman Shil, Shripad Bhaktivedanta Sajan Maharaj, Rasapriya Didi, Vidya Lalasa Didi, and everybody else watching and devotees watching in the future. Dandavat pranams. All right, see you all tomorrow. Oh yeah, and remember, if you know of any good quotes, any excerpts from our acharyas or anything on the topic of giving up the unfavorable things for bhakti, please share it with me. I'll read it tomorrow. Otherwise, I'll just find, I'm also going to look. But yeah. All right. Hare Krishna. Dandavat. Hare Bol.